realized what the world has gotten wrong about entrepreneurship. And it's because it's what I've gotten wrong about entrepreneurship. It's the dumbest fucking answer, the easiest one. And I just didn't see it because it was too simple. Um, and once I saw it, I couldn't not see it. And so I made a video on Monday about speed running the economy. And then I started off with $40. Um, and yeah, that's true. Um, but I also started off with 5 years of exploring ideas in all sorts of different ways. And I've learned how to communicate them clearly. And now that I understand the value of a distribution platform, where you can actually share your message reliably and actually get it in front of people who care to see it, basically, I realized that YouTube is the only one that's reliable. And so I am moving all of my efforts to YouTube. I'm removing Twitter from being a focus. And I'm setting up YouTube as my primary channel because I'm tired of being ignored. And frankly, I'm exhausted. So I've decided that for the last 5 years, I'm going to become a millionaire this weekend. And I'm going to do it because I asked Noah Kagan to pay me $1 million. Um, because I wanted to prove his book, $1 Million Weekend. Now, there's a story here because actually last year, Noah sent me $100 from Venmo, and it I think it ended up getting eaten by me accidentally depositing it into an account that was negative at the time. Like I was so bad at this whole thing, I never got to positive. And because I never got to positive, I never actually learned how to fucking handle money. Holy shit. So, basically that got me nowhere. Like it was a really cool gesture and I appreciated it. And I asked for that $100, but damn, it went absolutely nowhere. And it wasn't repeatable because if you just ask people for $100, nobody else will pay you. And I've tried, trust me, I've tried a lot of things. I've asked a lot of people a lot of things, but I'm also really curious and I get excited about nerd topics and I go deeper than anybody goes. So I'm putting all of that energy into YouTube, so that I don't do it to people's DMs because complexity is violence. And I've learned this. It's the tagline of my Bottega now. Um, but I've also realized what the modern enterprise has lacked. And so I actually published a book on Amazon, like earlier this year, of like being your personal CEO of like a personal enterprise. And this was kind of a modeling I was working with. Uh, I had one of my coaching clients testing it out, and it was helpful, but it wasn't helpful enough because like I was trying to convey the structure of an enterprise, which is complicated and data driven and annoying. Um, and I realized we don't need all of that. I simplified, and so I cut it down to the Bottega. And so the way the Bottega works is the Bottega has a master, and the master of the Bottega is the one who sees the patterns that others can't. And this is incredibly important in a digital world because holy shit, everybody sees patterns that nobody else sees. That like we've got fractured fucking information everywhere. Like what are we doing here? It's all over the place. Like we've got people seeing visions of the future because like they are looking at only information. And that's not in the present, but we're also getting people out of reality and sucking them into a digital world that's fake because it doesn't know what's real. And so I'm launching conscious technology and I'm doing it by creating conscious memes. And so, Jason Levin says that memes make millions. He has a book titled Memes Make Millions. And so I tweeted at him to put attention on it because if he does, he gets $100,000 because he taught me memes make millions. In the Bottega, you pay respect to the masters. The masters are the ones teaching you. You need to value the master's time. And when somebody puts out a book, you need to prove that you've read it in order to deserve their attention. And I did it okay with Noah, and I got $100 for it, which was cool. Um, I had Jason's attention for a while I was paying for it, but I didn't know how to actually make money. So Jason, your Bottega sucks because you didn't actually help the people in it make money. Um, the master's job is to make sure that you have journeymen. The journeymen are the people doing the work that make the money while the master knows what's valuable and is working on the long-term plans. This is ideally the startup founder in a startup, but frankly, most startup founders are incredibly lacking. They don't deserve to be called masters in any way, shape, or form. And we're actually going to restructure venture capital around investing in masters because the masters of the Bottegas will be the ones who are pricing the startups coming out of their Bottegas. Um, and I've got a couple coming out of the Bottega when they're ready. If they're ready, I don't know. Um, they'll be ready when they're ready. Um, but I've realized that I am spending too much energy building in public for a public that doesn't care. And that is not respectful of my time. And everybody is actually the master of their own Bottega. And what this means is everybody has to value their own time more than anybody else's because theirs is the most valuable to them. And we don't give people that power. And what I've realized this week is that I'm tired of taking out stress on my kids because like I haven't been able to make systems work right. Because I've been fighting to get attention on Twitter, which is not a platform that respects a good story and growth over time. But YouTube actually is. And I spent time on YouTube earlier, but I burnt out because I didn't know what I wanted to create with it. But I learned the mechanics. I learned how to create videos that I liked and basically just talk at the camera and share ideas clearly. Because I suck at editing, so I do everything in one take. Um, But I realized that I can do prediction markets around all of the shit that I say in videos. So if I say batshit stuff, at least I can create prediction markets automatically that hold me to that. Um, and so I've got a prediction market now as to whether or not somebody will pay me 25 grand. But I actually think that I'm going to get a $10,000 sponsorship for this video. And it's going to come from Lewis specifically. And he's the CEO of Comp AI. It's AI that handles compliance for you. And so I'm going to assume that he's going to pay me 10K for this video because he is fighting against time violence just the way I am. He's fighting SOC 2 uh, compliance. And the whole idea of compliance makes me sick because the fact that you have to have compliance is disgusting. But it's perfect entropy for an AI system that learns. Um, and Lewis shows me that he's the master of a Bottega because he saw what I saw in Dagobert Renouf. So Dago is an indie hacker. He grew a big audience on Twitter. Really was fucking brilliant about mapping out how the algorithm worked. And then basically the algorithm fucked him over by just not being good and not rewarding the trust that he had built up over time. But Dago was a natural salesman who was caught up in the idea of like freedom and not working for somebody. But that meant that he didn't have someone who could specifically help him show him where he was like brilliant and able to shine. And what I saw Lewis do this month um, is use Dago as a salesman beautifully. And so Dago's having fun. He's publicly making a bet to decide whether or not um, the Dago would hit a sales target and promised him a Rolex, like a $10,000 Rolex. Um, and yeah, like that's fucking brilliant. Like I absolutely love that. And so I actually tweeted at Dago to sponsor a potential video, and then asked Lewis and publicly sent a Stripe link. Um, and yeah, I'm recording this video before he's paid it because I don't actually care if he pays it or not. I'm using him as an example, and I said I would love to use him as an example. So I'm using him as an example, whether or not he actually sponsors it. But I wasn't going to bet on his company publicly because, like, frankly, yeah, he's fighting the right fight, and he's proving that he is fucking like an incredible leader and teacher. And Dago is having fun. He's using social media effectively, and life is easier because it should be easy. But it's only easy if you have a master who sees your skills and knows how to use them in the market to teach you how to use them in the market as effectively as possible. So, Lewis, um, you're going to get my first shout out as the like Bottega Master of the Week. And yeah, I hope it's worth 10 grand to you. If not, that's cool. But maybe a Rolex too? I don't know. I'll throw that in there. What else can I hyperstition? Trip out to San Francisco, maybe. Well, let's see. This week I've got the county fair with the kids, and I'm taking this week off finally. Maybe the week after. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put together a sponsorship package. But yeah, let me know. Anyway, this channel's about to really blow the fuck up because I've been doing all sorts of crazy shit, and it's about to get really, really fun and exciting. So yeah, I think we can have some fun together if you want to sponsor the idea supply chain and help me put an end to time violence because holy shit, the fact that like people are wasting time on compliance instead of like having fun and celebrating with Rolexes, like yeah, I know which side of the equation I'm betting on. It's the one that's like having fun and turning people into fucking absolute masters of their craft. And frankly, from what I've seen of the way you've utilized Dago's specific talent that I've seen wasted for years, and I kept trying to team up with him because I knew what I would be able to do if I could convince him to like help me do what I was doing. And I had a couple opportunities and completely floundered them because, frankly, I was bad because I didn't have a Lewis. Um, I'm working on finding my own Lewises now, but I'm also like, I don't really need them. I've kind of created an AI one. Um, Maybe I could make an AI Lewis. Let me know. And that could be fun too. So I'm doing some fun stuff with AI. Maybe we could partner on that too. But yeah, anyway, let me know because we're going to be doing some fun things here over the next couple months. I decided that I wanted to be a millionaire before I was 40. And it was one of the first, like, basically, it's the first financial goal I really set, other than I wanted to make six figures because, like, I thought six figures would buy me a house. Um, Holy shit, that was wrong. I had no fucking clue what a wife and kids and a house costs. And so, like, I've been stuck in a rental for my entire like adult life and my kids' lives. And it's honestly like, yeah, it's not that great. So I'm gonna be a millionaire by the time I'm 40, which is in like a couple months. But I realized that if I'm gonna do it before by the time I'm 40, I could just do it this weekend because Noah Kagan has a book called Million Dollar Weekend. And so I was building my AI co-founder, and so I'm running on a couple hours of sleep right now because um, Yeah, I am basically out of money. I tried to put some pressure on sponsors to like go ahead and drop a payment, and like I'm making prediction markets about my interview with the ultimate nerd of prediction markets himself, Robin Hanson, because holy shit, I'm excited for this conversation. To the point where I scared him a little bit, I think, but I've got him interested in the conversation. But I want to play with prediction markets, and I was hoping that Manifold would be a good bet as a an official prediction market of the idea supply chain. But I tried to log in earlier, and their certificate was expired, and they haven't paid the Stripe link yet. So I don't know. I'm debating. I'm going to see whether or not they decide to pay that, or if I need to create an auction with other prediction markets. I was using Manifold because it was easiest, and I gave them the option, but I don't know. It's been about 24 hours now, and I'm not able to wait anymore because, like, fuck it, I'm out of time, and I'm bored with being poor. I said that I was done being poor the other day, so I'm done with that. But I'm going to be a millionaire now. I'm going to do it by the end of the weekend. Um, well, I'll only be a millionaire briefly though, because like I'm gonna give 10% of it to Jason Levin because memes make millions. And so I'm gonna make a million with the meme of Million Dollar Weekend and pay him 10% as a finder's fee. It's only fair. Um, Meme Lord University worked for me, so I'm going to prove that it worked by making a million with a meme, and the meme is Million Dollar Weekend. Because frankly, I fuck around with time and it's kind of my thing. Got that mad scientist vibe going on. But yeah, I realized that like my specific goal needs to be, what if CNN was produced by Douglas Adams? And so that's the vibe that I kind of want to go with. Um, so I don't know exactly what that looks like yet. I'm a really bad video producer, but I've learned how to tell a pretty good story, I think, and I'm living a good story. Um, and I have an AI that I believe can turn anyone into an entrepreneur for less than $100. And I can prove that because I realized that there are a handful of concepts you need to know as an entrepreneur. So you need to understand how to invest money. And this is using money to make money. And I didn't realize how absolutely terrible I was at this because I never had money to like invest. I was always trying to pay off shit that like people had fucked me over with because I didn't understand money because I didn't care about it. Like I was making enough to do what I wanted to do, but like not really enough to do more than that. And then I just kind of decided that like I'm done waiting. Um, and so yeah, so we're just gonna skip all of the like boring shit and go straight to the millionaire, because frankly, it's just more fun. Oh, but I do have the AI, right? So it's an AI that can provably make anyone into an entrepreneur because it'll create a return on investment. It is a $100 flat fee, and its goal is to make an entrepreneur $1 million over a weekend. And well, its actual goal is to learn how to turn $100 into $101 in the shortest amount of time possible. And this gets down to the idea that a business is a system that creates value in a predictable and repeatable way. And what this gives us is an AI that needs to help an entrepreneur understand how to create value for themselves as a return on investment. And so, as the founder of my AI co founder, my target audience is entrepreneurs who are entrepreneurs. I'm showing everybody who didn't understand how to make money how to make money. But I thought it would be a better deal for the consumer if instead of paying me $100 to use my AI to help you make $101 and eventually $1 million, what if Noah pays me $1 million to let everybody who buys his book get exclusive access to the AI that lets you create $101 from $100 as a repeatable system. And we're going to set a metric of how many $1 million weekends we can create. Um, and it drops the price to you to the price of his book. Oh, $8? What is it? I don't remember what I spent on it. Um, and so this is an example of understanding the systems at play. I can make $1 million faster and get the product to you cheaper by being conscious about the market dynamics at play. I understand, like my belief, and granted, I haven't quite proven this yet, but I'm pretty close. But my bet that I'm making is that I can create a system that will help you manage your business and teach you how to make more than $100. And I can do it for less than $100 of system cost. When you're building technology, you need to be optimizing on the right things. And so you need to set the cost points appropriately. OpenAI and Anthropic are making your work cost you more so that they can subsidize everyone else's requests because they don't care about you. Anthropic told me I should fucking drive for Uber. Like, fuck you. I canceled my shit. All right. And actually, I sent them a bill for 25 grand. There was a Stripe link. You can check Twitter. I posted screenshots. Um, but yeah, it's really fucking annoying. I was wasting time getting preached at by Anthropic's AI because I was trying to weave story into um, reality in a creative way. And apparently that meant I was delusional and should drive for Uber. So, fuck that. We're done with that. All right. This is the vendetta. Also, Claude called me out. This sounded like a manifesto. You're goddamn right. It's a manifesto. I am the master of my bottega. I value my time the most, and I'm going to tell you exactly why my time is valuable. Um, and I'm going to help you do it in a repeatable, sustainable way. The idea supply chain is all about where ideas come from and what makes them valuable. Ideas come from memes. What makes them valuable is your ability to use the memes you have to predict things about the future. Because if you can predict the future, you can write the future. Also, if you write the future, you can predict the future. It's actually really easy if you understand how to write the future. Makes it way easier to predict. And this is something I want to show with a platform that's like a prediction market. Maybe I'll build my own. Um, Frankly, I'm not sold on the one I've been using because, as I said, their SSL certificates died and they haven't paid me 25 grand yet. Um, so they don't know what the value is. And I keep running into people who don't understand my value because I don't understand my value, but I do now. Um, and that's the fun part because YouTube actually does let me do my value as long as I'm telling an authentic story. It's the one platform that actually does reward that over time. And I wasn't spending enough time and energy on YouTube because I was addicted to Twitter. And then I got off of Twitter for a week and realized how happy I was. And so I want to be done with Twitter. So I think this is going to be my official transition from Twitter over to YouTube as a primary platform. What do we have upcoming? So I've got Robin Hanson. We're going to talk about prediction markets, and I'm doing stuff with prediction markets and maybe pitting them against each other and then creating prediction markets around which one will actually sponsor me. I don't know. We're going to, again, like Douglas Adams, CNN, but also maybe like some Steve Jobs, reality distortion fields. I don't know. We're going to play with reality in a way that only a master of a bodega can. Um, because the masters understand how to rewrite reality using patterns that nobody else can see. And the bodegas are how we transfer those patterns. And the network of bodegas is how we get the Renaissance. And the idea supply chain is going to lead to a new Renaissance. I don't know when, but we're going to find out together. But next week, I'm going on vacation and I'm going to spend some time with my family. And we're going to do it as millionaires for like a brief second and then not quite millionaires. Or maybe, I don't know. If some of the sponsorships come through, we'll see. Um, but it's about to get really interesting because I'm going to show you how to rewrite reality. But you've got to really fucking pay attention because I'm only going to do it for a little bit and then I'm going to disappear. Because the ultimate role of the master is to be gone. And so I want to be off of social media entirely by the time I'm 40. And that's in like 2 months. So we're gonna speed run some YouTube. And then I'm gonna retire because I only need to do it once, and then I'll have what I need. But I promise that if you're paying attention, you'll be able to fucking do magic. So I don't know, 2 months of training, and you know what? It's great because it'll be on YouTube. So uh, I guess we'll fucking see what happens. All right. Well, I guess I'll see everybody in like a week. No, more than that. Let's say a week from Monday. I don't know what I'm going to be doing then. Um, because I'm going to have to figure out how to get my shit together with $1 million because I can. That'll fix everything. But I just have to like find out what it is and then bet on all the companies that are causing that time violence. And that's why I've been learning how to start a hedge fund. So like $1 million will let me start my hedge fund and bet against all the companies that have fucked me over through my life. Holy shit, won't this be a fun ride? Yeah, Wall Street bets ain't got nothing on me. Hey, Ryan Kitty. I see you, and that was cute. That's a cute kitty there, but I'm gonna show you what you did, how to do it better, and then I'm gonna make a market that it will never allow that to happen again because the market will be fucking conscious this time. Uh, so that's my promise. I'll see y'all in like 10 days. And yeah, I'll be a millionaire. Peace out.